Alright, so we got the info bot for planet Hoven. Looks like Drek is planning to destroy a planet that's occupying the orbit that he thinks is ideal for his Frankenstein monster of a homeworld. So we're going to have to do something about that. And we have another path throughout this level we need to go through. This is the area where we had that all-out war with our Gadgetbot army. We missed those guys. Unfortunately, we will not have them back until much later on in the series. We have other versions in the other games, but nothing quite compares. I'm kidding. The Clank gameplay sequences in the next games to come are actually quite nice as well, but in different ways. So let's try to get back to where we were before. We're going to come back down where our ship was and take that other path there. There's a optional item we can get here that is... I guess I misspoke during the last video when I said that we're not going to need much bolts for the rest of the run, because there is an optional item here we can get that does cost quite a lot, so I'm definitely going to want to pick that up. There's two versions of it. The first version doesn't cost a whole lot. The next version definitely does. So we're going to wait on that a little bit here. Some extra bolts in this area. This is the area, again, we could explore as Clank. We can walk back through here now as Ratchet, now that we've completed the first part of the level, because we fall back down from above the area where we came from as Clank. And we get to the end here and get the info bot. So the whole level just kind of loops around on itself. And now we get this convenient little platform to take us down to where we were before, instead of having to glide all the way over here, which is nice. I wish it would take us all the way over here so we could avoid these platforms. I mean, it's a straight shot. Come on. Hopefully we don't have to... Oh, we do. Yep, you may have noticed another edit there, because once again I died at this checkpoint. You'll see what I died fighting here in a second. There is another one of those Blarg dropships here, and this one is very angry. I'm going to just try to get a quick kill on him right away. 3 shots should do it before he has a chance to turn around and hit me, because I do not have a lot of room to maneuver down there. More Blarg Space Commandos. We fought these guys on like 3 different planets now, and we're going to fight them again, don't worry. Still interesting enemies. I like the Blarg in all their different forms. I mean, pollution aside, I wouldn't want to live on this planet with all these ridiculous monsters everywhere. They're like every 5 feet you run into a giant crab monster. Okay, this area can be pretty tricky because there's all these platforms here. Luckily, they don't sink, but there's another dropship over here too. And he can actually target me at that range, but I have to aggro him first. So I'm going to launch all 3 rockets out and take care of him that way. A little platform off to the side on the right there. You think that makes good cover, but it honestly doesn't, because if he engages you and you have to get back onto the platform to get a clear shot at him with the Devastator, it's already too late. I can't emphasize enough how much this game demands that you have the Devastator in order to keep going, because none of the other games in the series make it mandatory for you to have any of the particular weapons at any point. Whoop, the ammo went up into that pipe for some reason. But yeah, I mean, certain gadgets obviously are required, and then there's certain weapons that the game gives you if it needs you to have them. But for it just to expect you to buy one, that's pretty hardcore. That's pretty old school. I mean, a lot of older games did that kind of thing where it's like, oh, if you didn't take advantage of buying this, then too bad. You know, trial and error until you finally decide you needed to buy it. Crap, that screamer is waking them up. You only got a few of them at least. There's another one over there which I need to deal with, but I think I'll deal with these guys first. Oh, look, they did go back to sleep. I guess I was wrong. I could probably use the taunter or bring them closer too. Whoops, wrong thing. Come on, taunter. Yeah, see, that's the problem with those damage frames, is those mines were pretty much wasted. Come on. Who's hungry? Form a single file line. Well, that sure took care of them. But yeah, there's certain enemies in this game, they're mainly airborne enemies that you just cannot fight without the Devastator or the Visibomb gun, which I'll be demonstrating soon enough. You can go away, good sir. We could always just avoid those enemies that require the Devastator to kill, but where's the fun in that? And if you were doing like a wrench-only run or something ridiculous like that, you'd have to do that. You'd have to just straight up avoid them, which I'm sure there are wrenchless runs of the game, which I'd be very curious to see. I think it's pretty feasible to do a wrench run, or wrenchless. Did I say wrenchless run? I meant wrench-only run. Weaponless run using only the wrench. Pretty feasible to do that with the first game here, but not at all so with the next games in the series. It's very tough. In fact, the upcoming games in the series have challenges where they require you to use only a wrench, and it's a nightmare. I do not recommend it at all. But, you know, it's for skill points, and obviously, if you're going for all the skill points, you have to do it. Alright, so this room up here actually has an airlock, so we'll be able to take the O2 mask off. And there's a, we saw this in the info bot for this place. This is a nanotech dispenser. It dispenses premium nanotech. At a cost, we can permanently increase our max health. And that we definitely want to be taking advantage of, so we'll be able to take 5 hits instead of 4. So 4,000 bolts, that's kind of a lot, but definitely going to be worth it. And thankfully the game is generous enough to give us a lot of bolts here in this room. So we're going to go ahead and get the Premium Nanotech. In the soda can for some reason. Alright, now we have 5 hits. That's pretty awesome. Ultra Nanotech is also available too, but it costs 30,000. It's one of the most expensive things in the entire game. But it's well worth it because it gives us, I think, 8 hits, I believe it is what it gives us. So if we want to have double our original max health, then we definitely want to be taking advantage of that. I think this is fine just to complete the game. If the new Game Plus feature in this game actually made the game any harder, like it does in challenge mode in the next subsequent games, then it would be worth it to double our health. But really, 5 hits is plenty to complete the game with. You guys will see that as we go. We'll have a lot fewer deaths from now on, that's for sure. Not that we had that many to begin with. Alright, off to Hoven we go.